you doing? Welcome back to Rev and Restore. My name is Keith and today we're on my daughter's Fiat 500 TwinAir. It has a misfire, which is not a great thing on a little two-cylinder engine because you've literally lost more than half the power. So we need to get that sorted out, need to do a bit of fault diagnosis, find out what the problem is and then get it fixed. The Fiat 500 is one of 6 cars in my household, so it is a full-time job keeping on top of the maintenance, keeping them running, keeping them cleaned, taxed, MOT'd, insured. I tell you what, it keeps me very busy. I hope you enjoy this week's video. Thanks once again for tuning back in.
Right, so we are in Fifi, affectionately named my daughter's Fiat 500 TwinAir. Now she says it keeps cutting out and kangarooing. As you can see on the dash, no warning lights there. So we're going to take it for a quick drive and see what it's like. And what we might have to do is provoke it into failing. So we might try and purposely make it break down. So I've got my phone with me. The reason we might have to do that, and when I say provoke it into breaking down, is because there's obviously something up with it and no engine management warning light. So if we provoke it a bit, it might cause the warning light to come on, and then we can plug in a code reader, see what codes we get out of it. At the moment, seems perfectly okay. She obviously drives it quite gently. It's got one of these black box trackers in it for her insurance, so she don't really have a choice. In fact, when I have to drive, I have to be really careful because it could mess up her score. So we're a mile or so in, it's still warming up, but it feels perfectly okay at the moment, which makes me think it might be heat related. She did say when she drove it the other day, it only started doing it after a few trips. Typically, that might indicate an electrical problem. But it's good as gold at the moment, it pulls really well. There we go, a little bit of a judder there, and again. Right, so definitely more pronounced there, and it does seem to be getting worse as it warms up. That felt like a misfire to me. You could definitely feel like one cylinder cutting out. Right, yeah, it's definitely becoming more pronounced. So on the pull there, definite misfire. There we go, excellent. Right, so we've provoked it. We've got an engine management light come on. I'm assuming the other light's probably for stop start. So the worry here is it might have cut out one cylinder now. Oh, no, it's still going. Engine management light's just gone off again. So it's not a permanent fault, but what that'll allow us to do now, because it did come on, it would have registered a fault code, so we can go back, we can plug in, see what it says. It might not tell us too much, it might just tell us that one of the cylinders is misfiring. Doesn't always tell you what specific component has failed. Right, so we checked the fault codes, and like I said, pretty generic really. I just get P0302, which is cylinder 2 misfire detected. It's had a new set of spark plugs. The most logical reason for a misfire there, and it doesn't feel like fueling because it's instantly cuts in and cuts out, is going to be the ignition coil failing, and that kind of does correspond to they generally start failing when they get hot and warm. So I think we'll order up a new ignition coil. I've just had a look, there's £75 each for Bosch ignition coils. I think I'll take the plunge and do both, because if one's failed, the other one is likely to fail soon after. So we'll get some ignition coils, put them in, and fingers crossed that will cure the problem. Right, a few days later, I ordered a pair of coils. I could have got cheaper, like non-Bosch ones, but Bosch's quality, you know, you're not going to have any problems, and it's would have been the original equipment, I think, on this car. So yeah, pair of Bosch coils. Like I say, I'm replacing both because if one's gone, the other one's likely to go soon, and I don't want to mess around. So I actually bought them on Car Parts for Less. No plug for them, but they are pretty good. I tend to find Car Parts for Less pretty much the same price as you can buy on eBay. So I'll stick a link down in the description for them, but I always find them very good, and they do like always have offers on if it's free delivery or 20% off or something like that. So they're well worth a look if you're buying car parts. Right, let's just get them on now. Won't take long to do. Right, like I say, quick and straightforward, so we'll probably actually just do this in real time. Don't take long to do at all. So this is obviously the air box. Fits in with like a little stud at the back there, and then the two bolts at the front. That all comes off in one piece. You turn it over, I won't lose the screws, and the actual air filter is inside here. So there are two coils. There'll be a little tab on both these coils to release the plugs. There's one gone. I have a tamper-proof connector there. Both held down with a 10mm. So these are not actually Bosch coils, or that one isn't anyway. It's Beru, so I don't know whether that was original equipment or not. But you can't go wrong with Bosch quality, to be honest. Now, in theory, it was saying P0302 cylinder 2 misfire, so it would have been this one potentially that was causing the problems. Can't see any issue with it. It could have a hairline crack somewhere or something like that. It's worth checking down in the bores to make sure we haven't got any oil down there, because you can get leaking rocker covers, and sometimes when there's water channels in there you can get water down there as well. But there's no water or oil down in the plug tubes. That one I'll probably just, that should be good, that one. I'll just keep it as a spare, you never know. Now, what I will usually do, sometimes I'll lubricate down on the inside of these when I replace the plugs, but there's already some lubrication applied. So it's pretty much as simple as that, isn't it? Torque these up by hand. Yeah, that's about 12 Newton meters. I don't know what the settings is. Just check the plug. All looks good. There's no damaged wiring or anything like that. I mean, potentially it could have been a problem with the wiring, or could be a problem with the wiring. And then we need to put the lock back in place to make sure they don't come loose. Again, wiring looks fine. Tamper-proof tab back in. And we are pretty much done already. Right, tight, job done. Let's take it for a road test and check it's okay.
Right, so I've done the road test and everything is okay. I've just got back and had a look at the coils and I can actually see the problem. So let me turn you around and I'll show you. So I didn't see it initially, but now I've put the coil under some strong light. Hopefully you can see that on the video, but there is I thought it was a moulding mark, but there is a crack that runs top to bottom down the side of the coil there. And there is actually, you can probably see some bits where it's definitely been arcing out. So yeah, it was definitely that coil. Like I say, I've replaced both because both the same age, the other one likely to fail soon after. So I'm quite impressed with the engine in the Fiat 500, the TwinAir. I'm a bit of an automotive geek. I'm an automotive engineer by trade originally, and I can remember those engines when they first come out. So 900cc, 85 brake horsepower from a 2-cylinder turbocharged, very small unit are quite impressive figures. Just to put things into perspective, that is nearly 100 brake horsepower per litre, which is quite an impressive power figure. The TVR Tamora, and no, it's not turbocharged, it's naturally aspirated, so it's not really a fair comparison, but the TVR Tamora is 100 brake horsepower per litre. In fact, it's just a little bit less than 100, and when you work the power figure out for the Fiat 500, I think it works out at about 94 brake horsepower per litre. But yeah, it's a good, fun car to drive, actually. Now that's all been done, it pulls well through all the gears, plenty of torque, and it's got just a lovely little growl to it. Akin to, a few people have said, it sounds like a motorbike. Well, if you think about it, it's a little twin-cylinder engine, as are quite a few motorbikes. So I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please remember to give it a thumbs up, and I'll catch you again on the next one.